So this morning, I walked in and I was wrongfully terminated by Lee Walden of Praz Paul Betts LLC. It's an electrical construction company that rented out of a office space from somebody else who has a business here. And here he puts a bar on the inside of the door to block me out this morning. He rents from these people who gives me a code every week. I enter the code and I come in, right? And the code I put in here. This man has been harassing me from I got the job. Been harassing me. It's such a I don't even know how to say it. It has been such a challenging job from I got it. From the way the trip commute to get here, to when you get here in the building, which is the Navy Yard, you can't find a working elevator. If you take I have been taking the freight since I started, and the freight sometime they leave it on the floor, and if they don't close the door, it can come down to let you come up to the floor that you're working on. I was working on the 5th floor. Now, I was out sick for 2 days, and when I was out sick, I called this man and tell him I'm gonna be out sick. I've never been sick for the 7 months that I've been working here in a week. Never been out. Got very sick because the heat is very hot in the room, no ventilation. You only rented out just a room out of the people's office space. And a lot of times you lock the door, close the door, which I keep opening to get ventilation. And so last week, it really got to me because I have not been drinking my lemon waters every day, so, running around busy. I didn't get good rest for 3 days. And so it makes me more susceptible to get sick because I've been there all this time and got sick, but never to the point where I can't come to work. I pushed to come to work. But on Friday, he and I got in a spat because I had to speak up against his abuse. When I start working on this job, this man has been absolutely inappropriate and abusive. The first month or so, it wasn't obvious. Yeah, I thought it was funny because he's a 79-year-old person, but he was always making insult, which I didn't realize at first that he was abusive until it gets worse and worse. I overhear him making insult about other people, staff. This is a Navy Yard. This is one of the entrances I come through. I got to put my pass. I have a pass that's sent to me on my phone, and I just scan it, a QR code. Scan it to get in. If you can, you don't get the light, don't light up. The security look at it, see what date, and they're supposed to let you in. Right? Last week, Friday, I had an encounter because he's trying to get rid of me from I started within about 2-3 months, which if you look at, that's how long he keeps everybody he hires in the office. This man is a male chauvinist, very abusive towards women. His own family, I was told, everybody left. Either he fired them wrongfully or they left. Can't work with him. His own daughters, his own wife. And I'm the only one who stood up because I am convinced this has to be one of God's purpose for my life, exposing wickedness and evil. When I tell you this man is wicked and evil, he is wicked and evil. It was shocking at first, and it was hard for me at first to even fathom the things this man say and do in the office, because I I just like couldn't believe at his age. You know, I thought he would be, I'm like, this man should be a mentor for us younger staff. This man is in his 70s. The most outrageous behaviors and words and vulgar and curse words at the staff and about the staff and about clients. Now, this is an electrical company, and don't you ever let him fool you. Your first week, he's going to be smiling, meet you at the elevator, and you probably have to call him before they give you the pass, because it took me a while before I started getting the pass from the people that he rent to. I used to have to call him every morning for him to come and get me downstairs, take me on the freight elevator, because the elevators has not been the regular elevator wasn't working except for one around the corner. And sometimes when we can't get the freight, he takes me around the corner to where the mails are, and we take this other elevator that's kind of out of our way for our office. The one that isn't working from I started there has been out of commission before I came there, and I'm there for over 7 months. Now, this man is used to bullying and taunting and harassing his staff, especially female staff, and getting away with it. So I am convinced he needs exposure, and that's why God let me go there, and I wasn't going to quit. He told me quite a few times. We have 3 arguments before where he told me just leave, and when I told him I'll report him, he says because there's laws that he should follow. He'll say he'll get quiet. Friday, I spoke up to him because it's so difficult to get in. As you can see, it's a big compound. It's so difficult to get into the job. And so when you even get your pass and come in, it's a long walk in. The elevator's almost the time not working. Even the one that I start taking that's out of my way, because the freight most time is busy, or somebody leave it on the floor and never bring it down. You know, close the door so it can come down to you. Even that elevator that I take, the little one, it sometimes don't work, doesn't light up, that kind of stuff. 1 or 2 times it wasn't working, but for the last few months I haven't had that. But before the year ended, we started having a few problems with it there and there. So it's quite a challenge. It's a lot of entrants that come in here. So I start coming from different entrants because I realize this man stalks me and will have other people stalk me. He wants to know sometimes when I just started, where are you now? He has a staff that's under him who constantly, when I just call him to tell him that I left, he was like, what he did to me this morning. He said, where are you? They want to know your private business, ask you a lot of personal questions and inappropriate. And I should have known from him to interview, but then again, I've never worked with anybody this old, and I chalk it up that, okay, he's just an old man, set in his ways, some things I can overlook. But I start realizing this man has sense. This man should know better. I have spoken to him over and over several times. We have a few arguments here and there that is inappropriate, the things he said to me and to other staff, right? And I threatened him that I'm going to report him. Because he said I threatened him, but those are the threats. I never threatened him with violence. I threatened him that I'm going to report you, and he'll say, well, you're threatening me? And I say, yes, I'm going to report you to the appropriate agencies for your behavior. You're inappropriate. You're inappropriate. This man will cuss F language at me. This man will go and move my work that I do and misfile things and change things I type. I have over 30 years, over 40 years, because I've been typing from in my teens, experience in the office world. I have a degree in office automation, which has to do with typing letters, composing letters, doing all kinds of graphics and videos and stuff, somewhat. And all kinds of experience, filing, customer service, receptionist, secretarial, administrative. And this man constantly, when he's ready for me to leave. After about there for a good 6 weeks, 2 months, he start really getting abusive, and that's what he does. It's a tactics. He love bomb you when you first started. Oh, how are you today? And he talks so nice to you, and he has the people who told me about the job, which is somebody. This is something you need to know. Do not go to these agencies that these people, excuse me. See, I wasn't well for 2 days. I wasn't well for 2 days. This agency that I forgot the name, something Seal. I think they deal with veterans or stuff. But I know the guy for over 30 years. I know the guy for over 30 years. That referred me to the job. Now, it's somebody I had relationship with in my younger years, and somebody who exploited their position as a job placement counselor and get involved with his clients. I was naive at the time and young and didn't know certain things and that I know now. And also wasn't walking in my Christian faith, backsliding here and there. But still, this man, what he does, he's into some kind of cahoot with people like my boss. This man's name is Ronald Rogers from something under the seal. When I remember the name, I put it down. And then he has another man called Ben Tallahassee. These two were the one who referred me to the job. He said he's a boss over Ben Tallahassee. Ben Tallahassee was the one who called me about the job. For years, I try to avoid giving this man my resume because he has done me dirt over the years because he can't get to sleep with me anymore, because I'm going to be honest, can't get to be with me. But I sometimes keep in touch with him because I said, you know what, he's good at what he's done. I'm an honest person, a person who has who's fair. If you're good at something and I'm mad at you and we fall out, I'm not going to not say you're not good at your work. And so somebody I admire that he does good counsel. I admire that although I found out later on in the years go by that he has been in jail, was on drugs and stuff. I found out, and that's one of the reasons I broke up with him over the years, when I wasn't walking with the Lord like I should. It's somebody I found out that although he's going to jail and stuff, he's a good, avid reader. I admire that about him. I just called him recently because I haven't been speaking to him since I got the job. I spoke to him at first, thanked him a couple of times, right? I have not told him yet what this man was doing to me because he was slick enough not to refer me to the job. He let the guy that he claimed is working under him called Ben Tallahassee refer me to the job, because I waited and waited. After I left my last job, I lived off my savings. I did little odd stuff here and there to bring a little income. And, because I was trying to figure out what I want to do with myself, because there's a lot of ideas I have and goals I have. I eventually see that I'm going to be in New York for a while, so let me just look for a job, right? I was trying not to be here because I've been through a lot of wrongs in this state.